like to shout out to JooseBoxx.com for always holding me down and always holding down artists from the Inland Empire and beyond, and just being there to showcase all the groundbreaking stuff that is around in our area, whether it's music, fashion, any part of our culture. You guys are dope.
So, how did you come up with the name for your album, The Sauce?
The Sauce is a culmination of a lot of free time and having a wild imagination. The Sauce, this is my secret sauce, my recipe for being able to bring out the best music that I can bring to everybody. My last full album was Not Your Average Bear. I wanted to show you guys that I'm, a little different than other people. Maybe I got little things going on in my head, a couple screws loose, or maybe I'm just not afraid to express myself. So that was to break the ice. The Sauce, I feel like if I'm gonna do a sophomore effort, I'm gonna shoot for the stars. So the only way I can do that is to bring out the best in me, the best singing that I can do, the best rapping I can do, the best song choices, the best styles that I can come out with. So the album is just, it's me being the best that I can be to bring you the best music that I can give you. Hopefully you can enjoy it. I have 2 CDs, it's a double album. I always thought that a double album was like the pinnacle of the type of project that you can do. It was reserved for the greats or soundtracks or best of, stuff like that. It's something that an independent artist shouldn't do. Like I've been told, you shouldn't do this. Release your album separately. And I'm like, well, I don't like being told no. I don't like being told I can't do something. I feel that my only limitations are my imagination. And I wanted to do a double CD. Now, on the CD, first album is my personal album where I'm trying to break a lot of boundaries. I'm trying to do a lot of songs that I thought I couldn't do, where I'm singing on it. I'm doing some opera. I'm doing songs about stuff that I thought was forbidden. I'm kind of stepping out the box a little bit, and like I was able to accomplish all that stuff. And the second CD, I've done a lot of collaborations since the last CD 2 years ago, and I've met a lot of dope artists from performing with them, from doing songs with them. So I've always thought that out here in the Inland Empire, we should have some type of compilation CD, that we should have something that represents that we all work with each other, that we're part of our own elite, that we set the standards for ourselves. So instead of like waiting on somebody else to do it, I thought, well, I'll just do it myself. I know a lot of dope people. I've done a lot of songs with people, so I might as well make that CD. All the people that I mess with, people that respect me and vice versa. So on the CD, you're getting like 2 albums for one. You're getting my personal album with some groundbreaking stuff, with some stuff that's off the wall that you probably don't expect from me. Not a lot of yelling, like the last time you see from shows and whatnot. I've toned it down, I've grown a little bit older. And another CD full of collaborations from a lot of the dope artists out here in the Inland Empire and beyond.
What are your favorite tracks on both of the albums?
All of them. My favorite tracks, alright, there's so many. But like, I really like the intros. Like I've always tried to pride myself on the intros. So like if you can't hook somebody from the intros, they're probably not going to listen to the album. They're probably not going to listen to it in general. They're going to skip through stuff. So like I want to make the intro to catch you from the get-go. Like I believe like in the law of attraction, if you can't grab somebody off the bat without explanation, then it's probably not going to happen. So I want to make sure that these intros were like just so wild and just so entertaining that it's going to set the bar for the rest of the album. It's going to set the tone. One of my favorites is Rap About Rap, produced by my homeboy 3D Beats, where I just get to air out some stuff that's been on my chest. A lot of people out there in various scenes that could probably relate to some of the stuff that's going on. A lot of politics and bigotry and just a lot of nonsense, whatever. There's a track I did for my grandmother. There's another one, Exhibit A, where I'm like explaining the big change in my life when I went from not saying a word to, from being an outcast, from being a loner, to like realizing I have a voice, that I have self-worth, and I do it in the form of confessing a murder. There's another track on there about Things You Do, where I'm doing a love song to myself. Because, you know, we all give people praise, people in our lives, but sometimes you gotta give yourself credit, you know? And like, it's called things you do. Like, I'm pretty much talking to the man in the mirror and making a love song to myself, showing myself that appreciation. And like, one of my favorite songs is a song at the end. It's called Pay It Forward, because I think about all the times that, like, listening to a song would, like, literally save my life. It would change the way I think. Maybe, like, I just broke up with somebody, I'm going down the street 80 miles per hour, and I'm like, am I gonna crash and kill somebody, or I'm gonna blast the song full volume and like let that rage out like that? Or just something that someone may have a worse problem than me, and like when I hear that song, I may not, you know, look at it in a certain tone anymore. Like, man, this person's kind of worse off than I am. Why am I crying about this? Why am I letting this bother me? So on the song, like, I wanted to make a song that I felt could maybe have that same solution, that same scapegoat for another person, where they can feel like maybe this song can make them feel better. The song is just, it's powerful. Music is powerful. It was inspired by, I saw this documentary it's called the Ramallah Underground. On the Gaza Strip, there's a hip hop scene. Now, these people have been fighting for centuries, and like one of the only things that has brought peace has been through music. Something that started off out here in the States has traveled across the world, and like they've succeeded where like guns and politics have failed. To where like there's, you know, Jews and Muslims making peace groups together, making songs. They're getting death threats every day. And I'm thinking, like, I'm just talking about how my boss is a jerk, and these guys they got tanks rolling outside their window. They got material for weeks, you know. So like when I saw that, like, man, if there was ever like a sign that like music is really spreading across the world, and our way of coping has helped other demographics and other nations cope, then I think we have something special, and we gotta be responsible with what we put out there.
So what are your social networks?
All of them. My central hub is uproarmassmedia.com, where you can find everything Uproar, all our artists, our shows, our projects. I am on Instagram, Twitter, both as DZYL5K1, YouTube, Uproar Mass Media TV, as well as the Dzyl 5001 channel, Facebook, DZYL 5001 Music. I probably have an Asia Friend Finder account under Dzyl. Probably a Plenty of Fish account too, as well. Maybe a Don't Date 'Em Girl, I don't know. I didn't make it, but it's probably out there as well. You can find me anywhere. It's D''ZYL. Type it up. You can find me on iTunes, Google Play. You can listen to one of my songs. Press the Shazam button on Shazam. Get everything on there. On the App Store, Spotify, Last.fm, Slacker. Man, I'm everywhere. So if you can search, you can find me. I'm pretty impressed with some of the stuff that comes up when I search for myself. I'm like, oh, where did I find that picture at? That's a terrible side of me.
100% juice. No wonder it tastes so good.